Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I used to saying that. Obviously, don't do too many night briefs, but welcome aboard. Folks, can I get a hell yeah? Somebody give me a hell yeah. How many of you are about to be rich tomorrow morning? Thank you to folks. What did I tell you? Breaking news about an hour ago, ladies and gentlemen. Eli Lilly is close to reaching an agreement to acquire ATAI. Folks, this is what we do here. This is what I do here at Top Gun Options. I lead. I don't react to headlines. I make them. So tomorrow morning, if you did the synthetic stock trade this morning that I covered live on ATAI, you're absolutely going to crush it. You're welcome for essentially a lifetime membership tomorrow morning. I told you this was going to happen. Folks, this was all over the place. Okay. Let me just show you. Our tactical trade alert service had this. This is where's my psychedelic sector report? I'm just so excited. I'm excited for you guys. I mean, I like making money, but I love making money and helping other people make money. Where's the tie? Let's go look. There's our biotech sector report. Let's scroll down to ATAI. There it is, right there, man. It is written in here that they are looking to be acquired, right? And I said, buy it with both hands. And then where's the some of the target prices? Look at these, folks. 25 bucks. It's up at 8 right now. What is it at? $8 right now. 65% pop in the stock. I love doing this, man. I'm so happy for you guys. I am so happy. But I briefed this, and this is, folks, join our tactical trade alert service. It's not part of Full Throttle, but this biotech sector brief, man, is worth its weight in gold. This product right here, folks, is probably about a $10,000 piece of equipment. The four names: Compass, ATAI, Definium, and Help. Folks, Help's the other one that's going to explode here soon. I talked about this morning. It's all in here, right? So, tactical trade alert service is not part of Full Throttle, but obviously I've been talking about psychedelics forever in accelerator retirement. But the full blown reports, if you want to sit there and read these reports with the trades in them, because a lot of people love coming to the live trade briefs, but they also love getting like that report right there. That's tactical trade alerts. So I love it. I love that everybody in here is like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Now, tomorrow morning, folks, if you're kicking yourself, and I actually said that this morning, didn't I? I'm like, don't be that person who in the future is like, man, I should have listened to that whiz guy and done this. It's still beginning, right? I was a little late starting here because I've been on my phone for the past hour. People in my mastermind group at big places who manage a lot of money, who have kind of heard my spiel a little bit. Now they're awake. When you got a big pharma coming in, I mean, they already did it, with Gilgamesh, with AbbVie. It's in the report. AbbVie came in and bought a line of Gilgamesh's, whatever it was, LSD something, for let's just round up, $1 billion. So don't sit here and go, well, Wiz, I missed the ATAI trade this morning. Get on board, baby. Let's go. I'm telling you, this sector is exploding. I love seeing this email I got from the VA. Where is it? Today. I mean, I've already told you about this, but it's great getting one of these things. Vet Resources. Where is it? Right there. Sorry, it's right at the top. Historic. Look at this headline. The VA and the HHS signed memorandum of understanding to improve cooperation on psychedelic drug trials. Did you see the cover of the FDA page? I never in my life thought that we'd see the homepage of the FDA with this advancing research on psychedelic drugs. I hate the word drug. It's not a drug. To me, it's a sacrament, separate conversation. It's a medicine at a minimum. So, folks, you know what? I am. I'm going to take a little bit of a victory lap, man. I've been doing this for over 5 years. There were people who came before me, obviously, but hopping on a plane and flying into San Diego, not knowing what the hell was going to happen. Holy crap, what a journey. What a journey. Again, making money is great, but making money with purpose is even better. These compounds are helping people. Go read the results of these phase 2, phase 3 trials. It's shocking. I told you the president in the Oval Office, how good are SSRIs? Single digits, Mr. President, 8%. How about the ibogaine? 85%. What? Hell, man, I'd take 25%. I'd take 50. Take 75. This is the age of Aquarius, folks. I could not be happier, man. I was like, why? I was eating dinner. I'm like, why is my phone blowing up? That's usually a bad thing, but it's sometimes a good thing. So there we go. So this is fantastic. Lawrence, where's Dr. Fisher? I hope you're in here, man. So this is fantastic. And I love this. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm happy for us. Anytime this type of thing happens. I mean, Definium popped 55% in a day. That's what's going to happen in these names. Boom. It popped 55% in a day and then kept going. Okay, so I know we're going to talk about S&P 500 TREDGE and stuff like that, but I rarely do this, but I'm going to take a victory lap. A lot of dark nights of the soul, a lot of, I'm grateful for my suffering, but man, the fact that I have this platform and this ability to tell others, man. If you guys have been here for at least 6 years, I did outsider trading during the scandemic. Hey man, here's what I heard. Something escaped. I told you this in January of 2020. Hell, I knew in December of 19 that something was. I told everybody I did outsider trading as opposed to 4 senators who went to the microphones and said what after getting the briefing that I kind of got the cliff notes from. Everything's fine. Remain calm. Not coming here. Then they picked up their cell phones and called their broker and their friends and said, get out. Me, I did webinars. I did briefs. I told everybody who would listen, get out. Buy puts on the S&P 500, get long volatility. I made 2.8 million in about 3 weeks. Took that money and started a foundation. So anyway, happy. So happy. My heart's smiling. I am exactly spike that football. Whew, what a night. I love these nights, man. So anyway, yeah, everybody's starting to rip right here. So folks, when the FDA webpage says that, and you got Eli Lilly coming in now, you got Donald Trump and Wiz Buckley in the Oval Office, what other catalyst do you need to get long-term bullish on this sector? There is no way, ladies and gentlemen, that Big Pharma is going to let anybody corner this stuff. Eli Lilly, it's a rounding error, whatever they're going to buy them for, or potentially or acquire one of their product lines. I told you Spravato, folks, is insane. I think they're projecting for next year like 1.5 billion or almost even 2 billion in a single. And Spravato sucks. Let me temper that. If it works for people, the S-ketamine, and it's a to me, folks, I did ketamine out at Zappy Zappelin's ranch in Santa Barbara, so I could speak to it. I didn't do the full Yale protocol, like 5 sessions, 6 weeks, and this. I just went and had a ketamine journey so I could speak to it. It's a bridge. It's a Band-Aid on a sucking chest wound to potentially get you to some of these deeper medicines, ibogaine, psilocybin, 5-MeO-DMT, mescaline, that San Pedro, whatever you want to call it. So man, If you've been a skeptic so far, when Eli Lilly and AbbVie start waking up, you know Moderna's coming, Janssen, Pfizer, you name the biotech folks. I guarantee you at the next Las Vegas Pfizer sales convention, it's the rage will be psychedelics. And this isn't a flash in the pan, folks. Remember, we're late. The war on drugs was a Nixon horror, but we're late. We have such this ego in the West. Look what we just discovered. And there's a medicine woman in the Amazon going, what? Or there's a Bawiti tribe in Gabon. Like, we've been using Iboga since, we don't even remember. But in the West, we are announcing, a commissioner's priority voucher to look into ibogaine. I'm like, dude, Marcus and I did it 5 years ago on a mattress in Mexico. It saved our lives. What else do you need? We need to figure out how we make money on it. I've already been told because I did a post on Instagram. I caught heat from some people on about calling out the price gouging in Mexico in the ibogaine clinics, the for-profit clinics. 3,500 bucks 5 years ago, 15 grand today. What? 3,500 bucks was a lot of money 5 years ago. They're pricing our heroes out. But one of these places was like, Wiz, we've already done the modeling. To do ibogaine in the US, it's a hip replacement. It'll be 30 to 40 grand in like 4 days. Whoa. So while I'm happy about a lot of this stuff, I'm also very tentative. We got to keep our eye on the ball here. And if you're new, this is your first full throttle session, you're probably like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, you should have been in AR this morning or watched the replay when I sent out the email afterwards. But the healing capabilities of these compounds, I already told you. Go look at my Instagram post from the weekend. A lady who was horrific domestic abuse. The guy's in jail the rest of his life. She was almost beaten to death. Needed a walker. Can't smell her. She walked. She walked in ceremony, and she regained her smell. She could smell the flowers we gave her. I don't know if that's going to be permanent, if it sticks, but I'll tell you, folks, on ibogaine, I have horrific tinnitus. I'm talking to you right now, loud squeal for the rest of my life. I can never sit in silence. When I try and meditate, it's just a loud squeal the rest of my life. In ceremony, it was gone. It's gone. And I remember my guide telling me, she's like, I was shocked. She's like, why are you shocked? In the presence of source, God, whatever word you choose, you're perfect. God, Jesus, whoever can, with a touch. When I was in the presence of that brightest, whitest light, the vision in my right eye was perfect. My back didn't hurt. Everything was perfect. And that's our default state, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get going, but I'm on a roll. This is hell. We're in hell right now. War, murder, rape, crime, destruction, poverty. Why are there poor people? Why are people starving? I remember looking at this earth with kind of God, like, and I got this feeling he was like sad. Not that God can be sad, but he's like, look at what you're doing. You guys are all the same family, man. I said, let there be light, and you guys came, and I gave you free will, and you're killing each other. I'm convinced one of the reasons these compounds still remain. Isn't it funny? Eli Lilly is buying something that's a Schedule 1 drug. What? Make it make sense. The fucking DEA is a jobs program. I gave this guy a little grief on LinkedIn the other day. Some psychedelic attorney. He's like, whatever church is my second church that has successfully applied for a exemption to the Controlled Substances Act through the DEA. I'm like, that ain't a flex, dude. That's a horror. How dare you apply to the DEA? Nowhere in the Constitution does it say, with an asterisk, like the DEA approves your religion. Fucking Benjamin, get my musket. Ugh. Unbelievable. So ATAI, Beckley, all these names, they're felonies right now. But Big Pharma's buying them. Somebody help me make sense. You guys already know the story. The congressman who shall remain nameless. Wiz, I love what you're doing, but you're going to have a problem with the Big Pharma and the alcohol and tobacco folks. Isn't that your job? That's when I stopped going to DC for 4 years and then got called to the White House. What a difference that can make. All right. Any other questions? Smart remarks. Oh, by the ways, I hope everybody's happy from this afternoon. Definium's popping 10% in sympathy with it. Of course, I got filled on some Compass short calls finally. The Compass is up 10%. Wow. Did Help take part? Help's up 16%. Oh my God, man. You're welcome. GH, 12%. Ladies and gentlemen, so the Definium pop was on great phase 3 results. The Compass pop, same thing. This is a pop. Why? Well, Wiz, Gilgamesh and AbbVie's a public company, Gilgamesh isn't. So it was kind of a muted pop in these names. ATAI is a publicly traded company. All these other publicly traded companies are now fixing their hair and putting on some makeup going, okay, we're next. And ladies and gentlemen, that the CEOs of the other pharma companies are on the phone right now going, okay, all right, what do we got? What are we doing? What are we doing? So anyway, you got it, Paul. Bufo Alvarius. All right, I don't hate anything. I dislike having to transition from awesomeness to this, but we have to talk because I was also on the phone with some other stuff. Trump leans towards expanding military operations in Iran. Oh boy. Should have done it, should not have stopped. Oh, I just found out they're liars and they're awful people and they'll say, we're going to do this, and then they don't do it. Where you been for 47 years, President Trump? While preferring diplomacy, which is great. I prefer diplomacy over death 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. However, if it's radical Islamic terrorists who lie and they'll say anything and then keep killing innocent, they killed another innocent mariner. They're targeting civilians in Jordan and Qatar. And isn't it funny in Qatar? They attacked Qatar the other day. The foreign minister was in Qatar for talks. How does your country attack their country and then the dude flies in and gives the guy a hug? That whole region sucks. Anyway, Trump was briefed this week on options, including ground troops and bombing Pickaxe Mountain. Man, take some Moabs or whatever they're called, the GBU whatevers, the mother of all bombs, and level Pickaxe Mountain. Level it, bury it. So even if they started digging tomorrow with everything, it would take 20 years to get to it again. Level it. Maybe by then the really stupid people will die out or be killed and we have somewhat moderate people. Blow this thing up, Mr. President. Here's why I'm rambling about all this, because we need to put on a TREDGE. We are getting up here. There's a resumption of hostilities. No, we're okay. No, and we're flatlining. That's not it. Well, it is a good sign because I'm going to make money whether we rip up or down. I was going to say it's not a good sign for the overall market. Because, oh my God, no, okay, we're calming down. No, he's been briefed on, let's finish it. Let's finish it, folks. Oil's going to spike. The VIX is going to spike, and we're most likely going to give another leg down. It'll be a great buying opportunity, but if that doesn't happen, putting on this position helps you sleep better at night. If you have a ton of bullish positions right now, you bet if you're not worried, you're an idiot. If you have a lot of bullish positions and you don't have a hedge on, you're just dumb in this environment. Market at nearly all-time highs and war about to get worse. You might not be an idiot. You might not just care, or you might not know what to do. I'm here to train you. Love it, Mo. My Compass position is up 196% year to date. Thanks, Wiz. Boom. Love it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is cover, and this is kind of like the sample training we do at Night Options Weapons School whenever I do them. I haven't done one in a while, but so folks, 9 sessions, right? Options Weapons School. I'm going to do a burner trade. It's down here at session 5. So, Options Weapon School, you can buy it solo or it's part of Full Throttle Annual or Hunters. So it's you're making $497 if you do the annual or the monthly Hunters. So here you go right now. But let's get airborne and do a TREDGE. Now, if you've never heard that word before, you're new to Top Gun Options, and that's cool. It's a trade. I never place a trade, folks, unless I think it's going to make money. Who does that? This trade's going to lose money. What are you, dumb? A hedge, I hope I lose money. Did that guy just say he hopes he loses money? Because I'm not losing money. If you sit at the kitchen table once a month and write a check to State Farm for your auto, home, and life and say to yourself, I'm losing money, that's weird. You're weird. It's insurance. I forget I even do it because it's on auto debit. You know, when I know I have insurance, when my son calls me like, Dad, some blue hair rear-ended me at a stoplight. Great. So insurance is not losing money. When you don't have it, you're kind of upset, aren't you, when something goes bad, right? So that's a hedge. And I actually have a hedge on right now. I'm long-term bullish, not long-term bullish. For the VIX, I'm long-term bullish out 30 days. I placed this trade last week. Did all of my Tactical Trade Alert members get your VIX combat zone? Ladies and gentlemen, the VIX, what is it? It's a heart rate monitor. Here's COVID right here in 2020. Oh my God, we're all going to die. No, we're not. We might. Well, we won't. We all will someday, but not right now. What's this? The tariff trade war from President Trump. Oh my God, we're all going to die. No, we're not. What's this? Epic freedom. So, folks, do you see what the VIX does? It's a beep, beep, beep. It's a heart rate monitor. It's not a stock. It doesn't go up and to the right. It returns to what I call its resting heart rate. Its resting heart rate for the past 12 years or 18, and what's that, 10 years, 12 years, whatever, is about a 15. So, ladies and gentlemen, you should, I'm a fighter pilot. I need colors: green, less green, white, and red. We wear this today. We drop below 16. We'll go look at the VIX. Uncle Wiz says to start hedging or TREDGing when we're below 15. When volatility is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell the VIX. But when it comes to stocks, when we get elevated volatility, we're all going to die. We're not. We all transition eventually. You buy stocks. When we're in this range, well, it's all down here. Let me scroll down. Everybody get this, right? If you're not a member, you didn't get this. Below 15, premium is cheap. Complacency zone. Everybody's like, everything's great. Nobody needs to hedge. Hedge. Cruise altitude, scale in, attack. Right? When there's blood in the streets, folks, what do I tell TGO members? At all times, I have a minimum of 25%, sometimes 50% in cash. Why? Because when people are freaking the hell out, Uncle Wiz walks in, calm, cool, and collected, and buys. If you are 100% invested, you're a fool. You have got to have dry powder, period. I never look at my cash reserve and go, man, I should really deploy that. What do I say? I'm like, I will deploy that when people are panicking. Don't ever get itchy sitting on your ejection seat like, man, I wish I could pull this handle. No, right? Does everybody understand this? We're going to talk about the S&P 500, but I have a VIX hedge on, and no kidding hedge. I don't care if I lose money on that. But this TREDGE we're going to cover, I'm pretty damn sure is going to make money. So that VIX or that little volatility checklist was in a tactical trade alert. So go join tactical trade alerts. But here we go. SPX. If things are, I'm going to write down some stuff here. If things are going to get worse, and it sounds like they're going to, I mean, we just blew up a tanker. We're doing day strikes, folks. We usually own the night, vampire ops. We're launching day strikes, which is it's more dangerous, but that also tells you what? We have confidence. There ain't no air threat. The surface to air threat's minimal. Um, well, they shot down a strike eagle around Easter. They were zipping around down low, folks, and they got hit with a shoulder-mounted man pad from China. That story's going to come out here in a little bit. So, folks, we're doing this. It's getting hotter, right? Even though Trump, does the whole they want to make a deal, they're dying to make a deal. Who, dude? I'm sure the moderates that call you want to live. The radical Islamic clerics, generals, and terrorists don't care. Matter of fact, they'd prefer to die because they get their 72 virgins. Have fun with that. So I think this is going to get worse. Uh, we've done the reverse blockade. Like I just said, we just blew up a tanker with a Hellfire or something like that. I think the Army dudes, I love seeing Army dudes like flying in the Strait of Hormuz and over water. That Apache that got shot down, they got rescued by a drone boat. So anyway, folks, why am I rambling about this? Because I'm stepping you through my funnel of time frame. It's sooner rather than later that we're gonna potentially pull back. Okay, let me just open the radar range a little bit here. Let's go to 9 months. So there's the big epic fury freak out. I don't think we're going to have something like that because, again, once, Trump pounds them pretty hard, and what do? They call uncle and he falls for it. I had a great talk, unbelievable talk. We're going to pause. But folks, the options I'm hearing from taking out Carg Island or in freaking Marine a MEU, right? A Marine Expeditionary Unit storming the beaches of Carg Island. Oh man. Taking out Pickaxe Mountain, taking out electrical plants and stuff like that. He's got the full brief, folks. You guys know, I know, Raisin. He's got Raisin's good. So it's really up to the president. He wants a deal, but he does seem like a guy like if he ain't going to get it, he's going to pound him. So having said all of that, let's look at SPX because I'm going to use that to TREDGE. Again, it's a trade that acts as a hedge. So, and remember, I think I said this already, I don't trade Cecil, you're late, man. We spent 20 minutes talking about ATAI. That was the whole first part of the brief. I don't trade SPY. It's an ETF and you get screwed with taxes. In index, you get different tax treatment. Go look that up. I'm not your tax attorney or your tax accountant. I don't play one on TV. Do you understand that? SPY also settles in shares. You can be assigned long or short shares. No, thank you. So I trade SPX. Can you use SPY? Yes. Can you use XSP? Yeah. You can do whatever you want. I trade SPX. I've been doing it for a very long time. Now, here's the expirations up here, right? Let's just look at the calendar. 15, I said 2 weeks. Friday. Let's go to July 31st. It's a round number. It's the end of the month. Okay. So now I'm going to start building stuff. Here's the first thing I'm going to do. The S&P today closed at 75, 72.40. It's literally in between 75.70 and 75.75. You can't make that up. It just doesn't. It's funny. Let me go over here real quick. And what was the date? July 31st. Let's go to July 31st over here. Okay. This, and it's going to freeze my computer for a second because it's chewing on a lot of data. A lot of puts, folks. 7,600, 75, 74. Upside call 76.50. Folks, so look at this. You see this chart right here? Out to July 31st that I just picked. There, the skew is to what? The put side. A lot of people who are smart, like me, who are like, you know what? Let's go out a couple weeks from now, and I think we might be seeing some downside here. 25. I mean, there's a lot. All right, so now I know that. Now let's go back to this and look at something called the straddle, right? The at the money straddle. Since it's not at a perfect strike and it's literally, let's just do the 75.70. Okay. What's a straddle? If you don't know what the S&P is going to do on July 31st, what could you do? I'm going to buy some at the money puts. It might go down. Okay. Or you could say, I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm going to buy some at the money calls since it might go up. The premium of those two, buying an at the money put and at the money call, is a TP. It's an Elizabeth Warren TP. That gives you a range. Let's go look. I watched her today, man. She's a piece of work. July 31st. The at the money straddle is 157. Double it. You ready? Let's go look. To the top, here's your Elizabeth Warren TP. The green means based on at the money volatility in these options, the market, not Wiz, the market based on what? Price. Price is price. Is saying with a high degree, more than 50% of certainty, that the S&P will stay below 77.25. I use 25s here. And let's just round down, 7,400. Remember these strikes. I wrote them down. You don't need to remember. I'll remember them for you. Now, let's go back over here real quick. 77.25 to the upside. So a little, 7,400 to the downside, man. Look at that. There's a bunch of puts here. 7,400 is the at the money straddle to the downside. 7,500, 7,450, 70. All right, man. Now we're doing our funnel here. I'm kind of walking through my trade plan. So there's a couple things we could do right now. The first thing, let's go draw it on here. Let's draw some lines real quick. The top, you've never seen before. What do you mean? The market's never been up to 77.25. It's up here somewhere, right? That would be an all-time high. The bottom, however, 7,400 would be what? Well, the 50-day is at 74.54. And 7,400 would be down here. Ooh. So below the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. So there's a range that the at the money straddle is pricing. I think, obviously, since I'm doing a bearish hedge, it's going to break to the downside if Epic Fury stuff gets worse. Now, let me give you the threat before I even look at the trade. I can be wrong. Rarely. But no, I can be wrong. Breaking news, the mall has surrendered. They're flying into D.C. to meet at Trump Tower and build a condo. I don't know, man. But again, I don't lose money on TREDGEs either. Same as a hedge. Now, one of the reasons I came back to here is to say, here's where you could start. I don't think we're going to implode hard, but I think we're going to hang, maybe go up a little bit, but we're going to hang. Then just start where I'm going to start. Put a roof on it. Put a roof up at that right side of the at the money straddle, which is 77.25. Let's go look at that. On July 31st, let's go up to 77.25. If I sell a 77.25 call, I'm putting a roof on the market. And obviously, I'm going to buy that upside call. And this is the perfect strike. If I sell a July 31st 77.25 call, I'm saying It ain't going to rip through 77.25. What if you're wrong, Wiz? Rare. But if it does, I'm buying the upside call. Okay? So I'm neutral to bearish on the S&P 500. I'm using calls and it's a spread. What's this tactic called? And it ain't a strategy, a bear call spread. Now, if you're new to options, and I'll teach you all this at the beginning of options weapon school, it's also called a credit spread. I'm getting paid to do this trade. The market is paying you to put a lid on it, to put a roof on it, right? Credit spread. People are like, well, I've heard it called a vertical spread. It is. Well, it's also a bear call spread. It is. So the fact that in the options world you can name a tactic like 3 different things can be annoying. I don't do that. Bearish, I'm using calls and it's a spread. It's a bear call spread. But you are taking in a credit. You're getting paid to do this. Now, $1.25, you're getting paid. Before you do anything else, you take un stilo and a piece of paper or your Word doc or your Excel sheet, wherever you keep your trade plan, and you write down what? 250. What? Not only did you write down 250, you write down the words maybe eject. Huh? I haven't even placed this trade, and I'm telling you where I would probably exit to avoid a max potential loss. Political science major from South Jersey and a fighter pilot. I need round numbers and easy things to remember. Simply double the credit you take in. What's that mean? That means the S&P, for whatever reason, kept ripping, Wiz, and this trade went up from $1.25 to $1.80 to $2. Hey, it's at 250. Maybe I should eject. That's why I said maybe. Sit up straight and listen to me. Uncle Wiz did not say what? Definitely eject at 250. I said maybe. Why? Because it might be a spike up to that. Like, hey, rumors of peace breaking out. Yay, Wiz was wrong. No, it was a lie. They just attacked Saudi Arabia. Oh, boo. So that's what maybe eject means. If you're not familiar with this term, when you join Top Gun Options, you will be. You're the tick. You're the trader in command, not me. I'm a single seat fighter pilot. You're a single seat fighter pilot. You sign for your portfolio, not me. As an instructor pilot, I don't reach over into your cockpit to grab your flight controls. I can't. So that's what I'm doing. I would maybe eject. Now, I haven't even talked about profit, and I told you when I maybe get out for minimum loss. Okay? Now, the first place we're going to look when I analyze this trade is the sad face or the angry face. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Right there, max loss. Well, why'd you have me look here first? Don't ever look at max profit, ever first. Are you okay with losing $375? God, no. Then why would you look at the profit? A lot of people, years ago when it was Trade Monster, John and Pete, I'm like, you got to move those fellas. You lead with the max risk. No, it's marketing. Okay, man. So I got to force you to look at the loss first. If you're not okay with that, why would you even care about the profit? If you're okay with, all right, you put a check mark. I acknowledge that. That's the max potential loss in this trade, Wiz, and I acknowledge it. Okay, good. Now what do? Now you can look at Mr. Happy and go, all right, $125. Using at the money volatility when the market closed, 76% probability of the max profit. Now, folks, in a bear call spread, we make money 3 out of 4 ways. What? You heard me. You see that dotted line? That's the S&P 500 when the market closed. What's the first way we make money? Well, the S&P goes down. We're definitely making money. What if it just hangs? Wiz, we're hanging for 2 weeks. You make money. What if it goes up? Well, you can make money as long as it stays below that point right there, which is called what? The break even, Mr. Neutral Face. The one way out of 4 you lose money is you fall and hit your head. You don't watch this trade, and the S&P 500 rips through your break even. But that ain't going to happen because I told you maybe eject, and it's in your trade plan. Do you understand? Bear call spread. Now, Again, I haven't placed this trade, market's closed, but in a live trade brief, I already told you when I'd maybe eject for minimum loss. Here's where I'd take profit, 789. If I'm looking at a 70, 80, or 90% profit on this credit I took in, close it. Younger Wiz, more fit, more hair. Do you know how many times? Probably only a couple because I really got pissed. You know how many times I turned to, hey man, I'm up 85% in this credit spread. I'm going to go golfing. I want the other 150 bucks. Breaking news, whatever happened, and Wiz turned a 85% profit into a 100% loss. You'll do it, and you'll do it once, and you'll never want to do it again, right? All my TGO members who've this has happened to, like, man, I was up 90% in that trade, and I got blown out. Ah, no one has ever gone broke taking a profit. Remember that. 789. Do you understand me? Any questions? Now, in this type of trade, in my model portfolio, I like risking, I usually do 5% of the model portfolio or 5 grand. In a volatile market, you'll learn all this stuff. I usually rein that into about half, maybe 2,500 bucks to, you know, 3 grand or something like that. But you do however many contracts you want to do. I usually do 15 if it is the 5 grand. So this would be risking about 56 to make 19. Okay. Now, I started here because of strategically, if you're like, Wiz, I don't think we're going to super implode, but we're probably going to hang or maybe go up a little bit. I don't think we're going to rip unless peace breaks out. I don't think that's happening. You could just do this trade. Just put the roof on out a couple weeks, up at record highs. You have your eject point, maybe. You have your profit targets. Just put the roof on it and be done. Now, if you really, really, really think we're going to implode, Wiz, he's getting briefings. He looks pissed. He's starting to look like an idiot. Not starting, but I mean, he's done. This is going to get uglier. Then do this. Let me get rid of the 15 contracts and just go back to one. This is a credit spread, folks. Why don't we take some of that credit and add essentially the basement, the bearish trade? So we just put a lid on it up here with a bear call spread. That's a credit spread. What am I going to do? I'm going to take that credit and go buy a bearish spread down here because I'm cheap. I'm going to ask somebody else pay for it. I love the options market because you show me something you want to do, I'll have somebody else help you pay for it. So what was the bottom? Oh, 7,400. Let's go buy a 7,400 put. Okay. Whoa, holy crap, Wiz. This just turned into a massive debit spread. But why is divorce expensive? It's worth it. Folks, this 7,400 put, I just showed you on the Max Payne, there's a lot of people down there. Why? Because they think that's a realistic level we could get down to if things get worse. I'm not done yet. But you could just do this. Wiz, I think we are going to super implode. Then this is the trade you would do. It's called a burner trade. Why? Because that's me doing a low transition down the runway in my Hornet, get to the end at 400 knots at the fence, boom, straight up. You have essentially, if the S&P implodes down to that like 200-day moving average, this trade will make a ton of money. So if look at the last Epic Fury freak out. We went through the 20 and 50 and through the 200. If we get another one of those, man, we're at 69.78 for the 200-day moving average, folks. Those puts will we could actually go play with it, right? We can go along here and say, well, what if we hit, whatever, 70, was it 60, whatever the 200-day moving average was. Let's just go to 7 grand. You make $30,000 in that trade if the market implodes down to that 200-day moving average. I don't think that's going to happen. It could, but I just want to. We're taking baby steps. Bear call spread, burner trade. Now, you know what? I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to implode, but not all the way down here. Why don't I sell a put underneath this to help bring in some money to help pay for that put? It's called a bear put spread down here. I'm going to go 50 wide. That would be 73.75, right? And I love playing with these things and driving around. That's why we're in the live trade briefs. Wow. Now look at this trade. Okay. It's a debit spread. This is my insurance, folks. I'm paying $215 to sleep soundly for the next 2.5 weeks. I don't mind waking up tomorrow morning and seeing some awful epic fury headline when I have my TREDGE on, baby. But let's go look. This trade risks $715 total to potentially make $2,300. Now let's just look at the picture first. Bear call spread, credit spread, buys this bear put spread. What's this tactic called? Double vertical. It's just two vertical spreads on top of each other with the same strategic mindset. Bearish. That's what this picture is. Bear call spread, bear put spread. Bearish, double vertical. Okay. So this trade, like I just said, would risk $715 to potentially make $2,300. Okay. Now, this trade, folks, would be the full-on, I do think we're going to implode. This isn't a hover. This isn't the super implode. This is the, I think it's going to get a little worse before it gets better. Oil popping, blah, blah, blah. And folks, this also covers what? The next 2.5 weeks of what? Breaking news, NVIDIA sucked, Amazon missed, or what if we get the AI? I mean, the banks were great, but everybody's already done with them. Like Goldman Sachs, all the banks did great. The market's never like present. It's always on to the next thing. Hey, did you see Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan? Yeah, it was great. On to the next. That's why those names are probably going to sell the news here. But not only are we hedging, TREDGing, epic fury potential shit show, we're TREDGing the overall market in case earnings start missing or something like that. Now, in this type of spread, what do I have? I had 15. Now let's do more in the bear call spread to bring in a little money. Let's do like, I don't know, 5 contracts in the credit spread. All right, what's that do? Well, wait, Wiz, it just turned into a credit. Hold on a second. I'm going to get paid $300 to have insurance on. That's the best kind of insurance. You're getting paid to do it. Let's go look at the risk, though. You're risking 22 to potentially make 28. Right? Yeah, IBM. Do you believe that? So you can play with that. Let's do 7 up here in the bear call spread and do 3 down here. Where are you coming up with these? I'm just playing around here, man. What would this be? All right, it's a debit spread, $145. I'm risking 3,600 to potentially make 7,400. Oh, okay. So you see what I'm doing here, folks? I'm doing a little bit more contracts up in the credit spread, so I get paid more to bring it in, and I take that more I got paid to go down to do the puts. Everybody understand that? What would 3 and 3 be? There's 3 all around. Spending $645, risking, I think we found it. I like this one. You're the max potential loss. If the market rallies, $2,100, but you make 7, that is a great looking trade. And the break even's what, 73.97. Wow. Right there. So ladies, I like this one, man. I might be doing this one at the, I am going to do something at the open tomorrow besides celebrate my psychedelic trades. Um, no, I already did. I did 5.3, 5.3, 5.3, 395. No, that's it. That's better. This one, what I say in a volatile market, 3 grand's usually my risk. In a trending market, straight up or down, I'll do 5 grand per trade. We're up here whipping around, 3. I'll bring my risk in a little bit. So I'd risk 2,900 bucks in this trade to make 7,100. I love that TREDGE right there. I'm gonna grab a screenshot of this just so I send it out to my members. Now, let's talk about managing this trade. I don't touch it unless, you ready for this? When, if, let's be positive, when you get a violent move in the direction of your vertical, close it. What's the violent move? You'll know. It's so funny when I put we put one of these on, when was that? Back here. It was like one of these days, woke up the next day, the S&P went down like 2% out. That's a violent move, right? Not something like, like this, like a little bit. But recently, it's been violent moves, right? If we're going to go down in this market, it's rarely a hover. We've had, well, not rarely a hover. It has been recently, but that's the weird feeling. I'm like, yeah, we're only down a little today because we're in a hover right now. Leading into the hover last month was violent days, S&P down a full percent or 2% or so. I don't touch these things unless I'm closing it for profit. Well, Wiz, you might take them. Do you know how many times I stopped doing this? I think this happened once. I'm like, man, I was wrong with my TREDGE. Close. God saw the trade confirmation and went, that's great, Wiz. Slam. I don't touch them unless I'm closing them for profit. You do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, man, God's got a sense of humor. That TREDGE, that was a dumb trade by Wiz. So I'm closing it. And the market just went down a trillion percent, and I'm kicking myself. That's you. This is a tick moment. Trader in command. You, if you do this trade at the open tomorrow, you got your ejection seat. You can sleep better at night. You're covered till the end of the month. Okay? Let me, while we're sitting here, I'm going to, even though the market's closed, I'm going to show non-members. Here we go right here. New SPX, July 31st, bearish. And folks, with this double vertical, when you do your options weapon school training, we also do what? Bullish double verticals. When the market, if we make, and these are usually a pairs trade. What do I mean by that? Let me blast this out real quick. Upload. So this is what we do in the trade briefs. I go to the screenshots. I upload that one. I upload this screenshot, and then all my members in full throttle or lifetime are going to get an alert right now on their cell phone right there. Click on the trade, click on the trade. You can be sitting at dinner on the couch. You just got that alert. Okay, that's what it looks like. So, the what's this, Eileen? CCJ. Eileen, go watch the solo AI replays. I've been talking about CCJ. We covered that on Monday. So watch, if you don't make it to a live trade brief, you gotta watch the replays, man. That's why we record them. So Eileen, we've been talking about CCJ for a while. So what was I talking about? Oh, bullish double verticals. This is a pairs trade. Do you know what a pairs trade is? I made so much money in COVID. Folks, violent move down, usually followed by what? Violent move up. Violent move down, violent move up. Off the bottom here, bullish double vertical. So we can roll verted and do bullish double verticals too. bearish double verticals and bullish double verticals. But you have to be right, right? I mean, there are trades where you can be, yeah, I was wrong, but I still made money. We need violent movement in double verticals. So if we get a violent movement down because of fill in the blank between now, close the trade and take profit. And then get ready, have your finger on the trigger for what? A bullish double vertical, because we will turn around. Unless it's the big one and it keeps imploding, right? We did that during this the trade war, train wreck back here. Bullish and bearish double verticals, folks. When you join Top Gun Options, I'm going to even do, I call them dueling double verticals. Two of them. You can have a bullish and bearish double vertical on, meaning, Wiz, I think we are going to implode, but they'll blink and it'll pass like it has. And man, we've done that before. We'll go 30 days into the future and get a bullish double vertical on and a bearish. Hey, we imploded. Close it. Hey, we're recovering. Close it. That's called dogfighting the S&P 500, right? And you will learn how to do that as well in Options Weapons School, right? There's a whole series of briefs on doing that. I absolutely love doing this, dogfighting the S&P 500. Refresh that screen. So, right there, Options Weapons School, right here, man. Options Weapons School 8, Options Weapons School 9. Up here is the double verticals and burner trades. I mean, I just absolutely love this stuff, man. All the Options Weapons School stuff right in there in the member area. Okay, so questions for especially the new folks. I know we have a lot of current TGO members in here, but questions from, well, anybody on a double vertical. It's called a TREDGE, a trade that's going to act like a hedge. This will help you sleep better at night, man. Trust me. Do you know how many times as a young options trader, I'm bullish, slam. Whoa, how do I? Oh, now I know how to make money as the market goes down. I haven't not. It's so liberating. I absolutely love when there's panic in the streets and the market's imploding and Scott Wapner, oh, bear market, the trade desk today. I'm like, man, I am printing money. Go read my book, COVID Crash. As others panic, we profited. That tweet Donald Trump sent out, stocks are looking good here. I'd be a buyer of stocks. I made 750 grand the next day. Thanks, Mr. President. That was so. I love doing this, and you can too. All right, look at that. What? Just one more time. Look at that. Right at an hour. One more time, folks. It is a victory day for psychedelics. I told you, ATAI. I've been telling you for the past couple of months that the bank, whatever, who was it? Jeffries. It was Jeffries. It's in the report. Jeffries was shopping them around. And I told you it was most likely going to happen in June or July. I said the next couple months. I told you the Definium news. I didn't tell you. Definium told us. By the end of June, we're going to report our most recent phase, phase 3 results or update. And what did they do? They reported it when they said they would. So I did take a little bit of a victory lap, but I got to be honest with you, man, this ain't hard. Listen, anybody, I don't know if they're updating charts. Anybody with half a brain, man, can do this. I'm not anybody special, man. This ain't hard. We just use our brains and we execute. Okay. All right. So that's it for Full Throttle, man. Here's the link to join. You got 3 free live trading sessions here at Top Gun Options. I'm the only guy that does this. Everybody else will kill you death by PowerPoint slides. Here's the replay page. So Cecil, you showed up late because we talked about all that. Here's the replay page. Here's today's. If you just showed up and this is your first Full Throttle brief, look at that. ATAI Life Sciences and Definium. We covered both those trades live in the trade brief. If you place that trade today, you will be up hundreds of % tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. But folks, if it pops, it's already at 8. It was $4, $5. It's up at 8 or 9 bucks. It's just beginning. Definium's up at 40 something. You did miss a tie today if you didn't do it. Do it tomorrow. I guarantee you when the opening bell sounds, I'm already, I mean, look at my phone. Those are all like mastermind group people. Look at that. Yeah. So my phone's blowing up with, "Hey, what's that? Do you have that alert report you sent us?" But I can't find it. It's because you probably deleted the email, dude. Um, so I'm so excited for the. You're welcome, Mo. Hey, if you want to compare all the different services here, you just go to compare all squadrons. The tactical trade alerts is where you get the psychedelic report and the bullish on American stuff like that. Okay. One more time, it's not part of full throttle. Now, lifetime, you get everything. I love this shit. I do too, man. Solo AI every Monday at 10 a.m. Guess what we trade? AI names, the 10 AI names in our sector. And then obviously full throttle. Tuesday, Wednesday, accelerated retirement, the primary brief. And then down here is Lifetime. Lifetime's closed right now, but that's the ultimate step. Or, hey, Wiz, I just want to take some training. Well, then you can go to the buffet and just grab options weapons school right here. But I wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't you just buy full throttle and get options weapons school included? That's the way I think. But man, I am so excited. I love when this stuff happens. First of all, I love being right, but second of all, I just love when people make money. Look at that. Yeah. Nice call, Wes. Well, I try, man. I try. I try. We were obviously early in some of these names, but I'm not responsible for Joe Biden's bear market in 2022 or these names. We would have gotten and folks love or hate President Trump. And if you hate anybody, you got problems. Maybe you should try some psychedelics. Never forget that God loves the person you hate the most on this planet as much as he loves you. Period. So take that on board. Um, but love or hate the guy, this wasn't happening under Joe Biden. Why? Because the Democrats are pro Big Pharma. They're pro COVID. They're full of shit with the psychedelics. Oh, we're hippies. We're anti war. You're the most pro war people. Ukraine? Are you kidding me? No, and now you're against it in Iran. Because why? Oh, because Trump did it. I'd rather be fighting in Iran, radical Islamic terrorists who want a nuke to kill all of us, versus civil war in Eastern Europe. But you have got to give President Trump credit and his FDA and RFK Jr. and the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I met with Secretary Collins a year ago and I poked him. Lead follower, get out of the way, man. So there's no way, even 3 years ago, you could have told me this headline and I would have believed you. There's no way in hell 3 years ago under Joe and Kamala, I would have believed I'd be in the Oval Office with a ibogaine executive order signing. But that's the power of trusting God's plan. I am his humble servant and I'm yours as well too. So that's it, man, for me. 3 free live trade briefs. You got to walk around my fighter squadron. You got to meet some of your potential squadron mates. You got to see how some of them are doing in AR this morning with their Definium trades. And now, if you don't join, you're going to miss next week's brief when they all list their ATAI profits. One more time, folks, you didn't miss this stuff. The psychedelic sector is just exploding. It's time to join Top Gun Options. Okay. There you go, man. Nice job, Dave, opening a synthetic at 2 p.m. on Definium. You're already up 10. The stock's going to be up 10% at the open, and you're welcome, Bob. But folks, I don't know what else to do. If you don't join by this point, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else I can do, but do a live trade brief. And the stock that I cover that morning is up 60% after market close. If you can find a better dude or lady somewhere, go join them and tell me about them because ain't nobody doing that. You're welcome, Paulie. And don't forget, man, Men Lie Trades Don't. You can look on the homepage. 83.5% return in Q1 in my personal account. If you can beat that, send me your resume. in the last quarter. We're absolutely crushing it. All right, guys, I'm done. Make sure you're subscribed to the Top Gun Options YouTube channel because we don't have live trade briefs on Thursday or Friday. Those are my foundation and church days. Sacred Warrior Fellowship and the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. But I do send out sit reps, situation reports. So make sure you go. I'll do a Thursday. I'm doing a Thursday sit rep tomorrow, so I can talk about ATAI and all that stuff. So make sure you go subscribe right now. And every once in a while, I do what I'm doing right now. I simulcast the training over there. All right, man. I got to get going. Great week here at Top Gun Options. I pray for peace. I don't want some guy just gave me shit on LinkedIn like, oh, holier than thou psychedelic dude calling for war. I'm like, man, you have no idea who I am. I said I want peace, but sometimes the enemy doesn't, and they get a vote. And these people want to kill you because you don't believe in what they believe. I am willing to pick up my fucking musket and fight. Don't tell me, psychedelics didn't make me full of suicidal empathy. It makes me hate war even more because I know the error of their ways. Their God does not think he's superior to my God. There's only one, man. I don't care if you call it Allah, God, Steve, universe. I don't care what you call it, man. We're human. We need to label things. I must give it a name. I don't give a fuck about the name. It just is. I am that I am. I am. Trust me. And if you don't believe me, go listen to Max Afterburner episode 7 and I'll give you the full debrief, man. But I don't care what the name is. If we're going to be fighting over names, we deserve everything bad that's going to happen to us. All right. I didn't want to end on a rant. Let's end on a high note. Welcome aboard Top Gun Options to all the new folks. And I'm good. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Wiz out. And I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.